record.
It says it's recording now.
Okay. It's recording.
Hi, guys. All right. Thank you so much for hopping on. You guys can mute your lines so there's not a ton of static. What was I going to say? Honey Bunsies is here. Come over here, honey. She's going to help me run the call tonight. If I do start breaking up, please put it in the chat. And Danielle's going to take over the call because my internet has been super in and out, and I'm really hoping that it pulls through for this. So with that being said, I'm going to share my screen. Hang on. Here it is. Okay. Can you guys see this okay? Maybe. There we go. This is better. I said the no bullshit guide to being an awesome coach, because I really want to emphasize that and not just here's how to hit your first rank. But I want to talk about how to open up your business and start making some money. So what the fuck do you do as a coach? I feel like this is the simplest thing in the world, and people twist it and make it 1,000,001 times harder than it needs to be. Number one, you need to be proof that this works, proof that your mental, physical, emotional, financial, your life is changing. No one's going to buy into your products if they aren't seeing you change your life. So I'm not saying that you have to be making $1 million or lose how much weight, but you need to be showing up. You need to be consistent. You need to be sharing your journey. Number two, you have to be doing personal development. You have to be working on you. Your business is going nowhere, absolutely nowhere, if you are not working on yourself first and foremost. And that's what's so cool about this job, is that a lot of jobs, you lose yourself in it, you know, like you're chasing after that pay raise, or you have this huge project coming up and your health just slowly starts to deteriorate. This job forces you to put your health first, and that is just so amazing. You need to be not only doing your workouts, but also working on your mind. You need to be reading, listening to podcasts, whatever. Like, personal development is personal. So the things you need to work on might be different than mine, you know? So find what works for you and keep working on it. Third, you need to invite. I'm sorry to say, but your business is not going to do anything. This is the no bullshit guide, so I'm just going to be honest. Your business is not going to move forward unless you're inviting people, unless you're reaching out, unless you're showing up. That's the key. Like, no one's going to come knocking on your door. Hey, you haven't posted anything on social media, but are you doing anything on your health? Maybe I'll try it too. Like, they don't know what to ask for help on if you're not showing up and showing what's available. So lastly, you need to help others. You need to be reaching out to people. You need to be sharing what has been helping you. Think about it. Like, if you had something super awesome that, okay, so I always hear this analogy and I think it's kind of weird, but like, if you knew the cure to cancer and your friend had cancer and you were like, I know it, would you tell them, or would you just kind of sit on it and hold it? Like, obviously it's a little different, but at the same time it's not, because it's your health that you're dealing with. These people might have they might be pre-diabetic, they might be insulin resistant, they might be dealing with so many issues that you don't see on the surface. And until you show up and start sharing your story, those people they don't have any answers. So you need to be helping others, and not just on their physical health, but also on their mental health throughout their journey, being supportive, being a friend. And I truthfully believe that coaching, all it is literally just believing in someone, believing in them enough to be like, hey, you're worth keeping your goals. You're worth working on. You're worth doing these things, and reminding them of that, because they might never have had someone in their entire life tell them they're worth that. And that's something really special that we get to do. So that is literally the 4 things it takes to be a coach. Now, getting shit done. Everyone has excuses. Everyone's busy. Everyone has so much going on in their life. I don't want to hear it. All right. There are 3 things that I think are so important. You need to get your hustle hour in. Now, that can either be a full sit-down hour and you get your work done, and I'll show you a little look at the business activity tracker after this, or you can do it in power pockets. And when I was in school, I had 3 jobs. I took 18 credits. I was skating for my university skating team. I was a dog mom. My life was insane. I needed power pockets. So I would do like 15 minutes before my workout while I was doing my Energize, 15 minutes on my lunch break, 15 minutes before my next class started, and then 15 minutes before bed at night. It was not a straight hour, but I was still getting my work done throughout the day in these power pockets. And lastly, you're going to have to sacrifice, just like anything. If you want this to work, you're going to make it work. But if you don't want it to work, you're going to find excuses. So waking up a half an hour earlier, staying up a half an hour later, saying no sometimes to going out with friends, because you know that this business is going to provide you the freedom later on in life. And not just financial freedom, but also physical freedom. Like, I don't want to be 65 years old and having to walk around with a walker, or needing hip replacement surgery, or having to wear an apnea mask at night because I'm so overweight. Like, I don't want that. I want my quality of life to be at a level where I can enjoy things. I can hang out with my grandkids if I have grandkids. I can go to bingo and not have to worry about driving, like having someone drive me home or doing different things like that. Like, I want that quality of life. So I'm willing to wake up a half an hour earlier for future me, because she is worth fighting for. So this is the business activity tracker. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit so you guys can see. This is in your back office. It's in the team page. Print this out. There's a million and one different trackers, but you need to be using a tracker. You have to be. Your business is not going to move forward. So I want to go through this one step by step. So week of, you guys can figure that out. I'm pretty sure you can figure that one out on your own. National wake up call and team call. National wake up call. You guys, that you need to be on it. Like, there's recordings in TBB 411 Facebook page. You can do the podcast, you can do whatever, but it's literally sitting down with a top coach, someone that's successful, whatever, and hearing what's worked for them, what hasn't worked for them, the things that they've had to go through to get here. Y'all, I can't tell you how many national wake-up calls that I have left with tears in my eyes, literally like, holy fucking shit. If she can do this, I can do this. And of course, there's ones that you don't connect with as much. Same with any kind of personal or business development. But it's worth doing for the people that you are going to connect with. Team calls. We have hustle hours every single freaking day, 2 times a day, 12 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. I'm not saying get on every single one, but you have the resources available to you. Danielle, she gets on every single one. Caitlin gets on the night ones. The next part, my why. I think it's so important to dig really deep in this. Why are you doing this? Why are you fighting for this future version of you? What are you going to get out of this? What do you want out of this? And then next, your target market. I think this, so I heard this quote that goes, if you aren't being specific and niching down, you're speaking to no one. Like, if you're trying to speak to everyone, you're speaking to no one. But if you niche down and you're like, who is my perfect client? What does she struggle with? What are her things that cause her pain? What does she want out of life? If you're speaking to that person and you run all your caption ideas through the lens of that, you're going to speak to your people. And that's so important. So I always write out my target market. Next, remember those 4 vital behaviors that we just talked about a little bit ago? They're right here. Be proof the products work. What program are you doing? I see so many coaches that hop around. They do a program once a week. They do blah, 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 blah. Y'all, if you're not committed to something, how the hell do you expect other people to commit to it? I don't know. Like, you need to pick a program. And I really was humbled by this because I used to run. And I would like do a run one day, a bod workout, run, bod. And I would like kind of make my own schedule. And I had to humble myself and be like, Faith, you don't know as much as these nutrition and exercise experts. You have to put your trust in them and know that their entire life, that's all they do is design programs to get people results. I think they know more than me in this situation. So I have to be humble and be like, you know what? This might fucking suck committing to this, but I know it's worth it for not only my health, but my business. And that, they go hand in hand, which is really awesome, but sometimes it sucks if you're not working on your health. And you have to be, I understand that not everyone loves Shakeology, but you have to be showing the products. You have to be showing what works for you. What products are your jam? Why are they your jam? How have they helped you? Why do you consistently drink it? What is like the difference between you drinking it? Not, see the zit right here? See that? This is the first zit I have had in so long, and it's because I skipped 2 days of superfoods and collagen. That's it. What, Danielle?
I just wanted to pipe in with if you don't like Shakeology, chances are you haven't found your recipe yet. There's so many different ways of making Shakeology. I have tried almost every flavor except greenberry because it's like don't. But there's just, it's so versatile. So if you haven't found your recipe yet, don't give up. Keep trying different ways. Ask in the group. Go on to Fixate and see if there's a Shakeology. Use the Conquer the Kitchen. We have so many resources available that if you are saying, no way, every way I try it, I don't like it, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
You haven't found your recipe yet, and you need to keep trying. And we have, it also doesn't need to be a shake. Yes, Caitlin, she made or makes constantly like delicious smoothie bowls that she eats, and they're beautiful, first of all, aesthetically, but they taste really good too, I'm assuming. So work for finding your recipe. That's what I gotta say.
Wow. Thank you for that, Danielle. I'll also say is educate yourself. Like, I did not drink Shakeology for the flavor. Hang on, I want to see what this chat is. Also, yeah, exactly. I did not drink Shakeology for the flavor. I drank it because I educated myself and I knew the benefits of it. I knew that it was helping me in ways that all the medications I was on was not helping me. My medications were putting a Band-Aid on it. They weren't going to the source of the problem. So I drank it before I actually liked the flavor. I kept drinking it consistently until pumpkin spice superfoods came out. And I was like, holy shit, this can taste good. And I loved it. And then I just kind of fell in love with it. So that's number one. Number two, initiate. I'm going to go through each one of these things and kind of explain it. Initiate connections and add followers. Guys, don't overcomplicate it. Find the people that you would want to have a glass of wine with, the people that you would want to go on a girls trip with, the people that you would want to work with that are your jam, and follow them. Comment on some of their pics. Connect with them, and don't be fake that like, oh, so pretty or things like that. Ask them questions. I feel like people love when you engage, and Danielle does a really good job of this, and like actually reading their caption, not just commenting on like something they're wearing or something like that. Like, she'll read the caption and ask a question through that. And I think that like just following your people, and it does not have to be hard. You guys find a friend of yours that you're like, girl, I wish she was a coach with me. Go to her followers, the people she follows, the people she interacts with, because chances are if you like her, you'll also like the people that she's interacting with. Next, do a social media post that showcases the benefits of your healthy lifestyle and has a call to action. So that's a lot of words, and all it is just being intentional with your posting. Instead of just posting something with some emojis or posting something with like a short line, have a meaning behind it, whether it connects to the Fit Fam, whether it connects to coaching, you being a better person as a whole. It does not have to be a storybook. It could be something super short, simple, to the point, but it's intentional about it. And then all a call to action is calling them to action, whether it's to message you, to look in your bio, to look within themselves, like whatever it is. Danielle suggested something the other day and it really stuck with me. She was like, ask yourself, why not me? Instead of like, why not you? Why not me? And then it's forcing them to ask themselves that. So next, update your IG-FB story throughout the day. Guys, again, this is not complicated. People want to know who you are. People want to know about your life. What makes you tick? What are the things you do? And there's comfort in that, you guys. I cannot tell you. I mean, I think every single one of you guys followed me when I was a senior in college. What did I do every single morning? What song was with my superfoods when I poured my superfoods?
Is it hello?
Yep. Hello song every single freaking day. It was boring. It's boring as hell. You're watching something pour into a thing. But I was creating this routine. I was creating this trust with people that, hey, they know that I'm drinking this every single day. There's probably a damn reason why she's doing it every single day. So you're creating a trust and almost like creating structure for them. Now, people will not join you unless they trust you. So I will say that I know coaches that only come on to show their superfoods and their workout. That's it. They don't talk in the camera. They don't do anything. No one's going to join you. No one is going to join this perfect fitness account. They don't want that. They want someone they can relate to, that they have the same struggles, that has gone through the same struggles as them. So I'm not asking you to air out your dirty laundry on social media, but I am asking you to shed some inspiration with things that you go through. Now, hang on, I want to close my blinds so no one's looking in on me. I'm just asking you to share some inspiration. Again, it does not have to be some crazy thing about how you overcame sexual assault and you have all this stuff going on, but it can be how you used to look at yourself in the mirror and you hated what you saw. And here's what you know, you don't have to be sharing all this gruesome, crazy stuff, but you can share something that other people relate to. Respond to all new likes, comments, and views. Be social on social media. Like, again, it's not complicated. If you want people to like your stuff and comment on your stuff, you better be liking and commenting on theirs. Be a real person. Next, invite people, at least 5, to join a challenge group or learn about coaching. This is the part I feel like every single coach gets caught up on. They're like, I have to reach out to people. What? And it's like, no, I don't understand this scared idea around it. And I'll share some of the scripts later in this call. But think about it this way. If you opened up a coffee shop and you're really proud of your coffee shop, you're like, oh my goodness, I opened up this coffee shop. Are you going to invite your friends and family to it? Or are you going to be like hiding it? No one knows. I don't want anyone to know I own this business. No one come, nothing. No, bitch. I'd be out there passing out flyers and being like, hey, come to my coffee shop. Here's a coupon. Here's this. We have all these specials going on. You'd be talking about it. Follow up with people you've invited to. Another sore point, I feel like new coaches, they're like, I invited 4 people and none of them joined. Oh my God, the horror. No, guys, 1 in 10 people join, if that, all right? So you need to be talking to people. You need to be using a system where you can track these invites so you can follow up with them again and be like, hey, so like this is the follow-up I've been doing. Hey, blank, how's your New Year's resolutions / goals coming along? I know we chatted earlier and I just wanted to see how everything is going. That's it. I would say that to a friend. I would say that to anyone. Hang on, I need to help Honey up on the bed. Give me 1 second. Honey, go ahead. Come on. Good girl. Okay, I'm back. I'm back from my duties. Okay, next part. 3, get people results. Y'all are very lucky that I let you be in my challenge group. I'm going to be honest. Some coaches are just like, you're on your own, bitches. See ya, you know? That's not me. I let you guys be in it. But that means you need to be contributing to it. You need to be in there. You need to be sharing what's working for you and what's not working for you, your struggles, different things like that. How are these people supposed to be vulnerable with you if you're not vulnerable with them? Next, recognize achievement. It doesn't have to be big things. It can be something. Do you hear my trailer rocking? That's Honey getting into bed. It doesn't have to be big things. It could be people for their consistency. Maybe they had a little win. I share every single day pictures of my hustle hour because I want people to know that when they join my team, they're not going to be alone in this. They're not going to have to figure out by themselves. They have a community. I've never been good at friendships, ever. So seeing people that have this like community and this support system, I want that. So showing that, my people, they probably have the same thing where they want that as well. And showing it and showcasing it, like, that is so important. So recognize achievement. Respond to questions from customers and coaches. That's pretty point blank, whether you use Facebook Messenger, in the FitFam, anything like that. Respond to their questions. And lastly, do personal development. One of the main reasons I believe in this company is because you can't make it work without working on yourself. And someone that struggled so hard with my mental health, I needed that. Because, you know, it's hard to show up for me, but it's easier to show up for other people. And if I know those people are counting on me and they're not going to be the best version of them without me working on me, I used to think about it before I had a team. I'd be like, there are people out there that have had family members commit suicide, that have contemplated suicide, that have tried to kill themselves, that have struggled with depression, anxiety, all these different things. I knew they were out there and I wanted to help them. And the thing is, I'm the only person that would connect with them because I've been through the same thing they've been through. And you guys have people out there just like that. You have those people that are going through the same struggles and are going over the same mountains that you have. And that's why it's so important for you to share that, because that's how you're going to connect to those people. It's so crazy to me because when I have a new coach join, I usually don't know them that well at first, but the more I get to know them, the more I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I shared that because that's the reason they connected with me. I'm so glad I had this because that's the reason they connect with me. Like, I probably have had 7 or 8 different coaches join my team because someone in their family, a close family member, has committed suicide. And I didn't know that when they signed up, because obviously they're not going to be like, hey, I heard your uncle committed suicide. Mine too. Like, no. But they connected with me on that. And that was something that I look back and I share. If I hadn't shared that, they never would have built that trust with me. They never would have felt that bond with me. So you need to be sharing those different things. And then lastly, my weekly business results, number of new followers, number of new challengers, number of new coaches, and your Success Club points. Now, let's get on to opening your business. The very first rank in your business where you start earning money is called Emerald. All Emerald is 2 people, one on each side of you. So you have 2 legs, just like a normal human being, right and a left. All it is 2 people underneath you, 2 discount coaches or coaches. So they could be someone that loves the product and they want a discount on it. So they sign up as a coach, or they could be an active coach or whatever, but 2 coaches underneath you. That's it. And the key to this rank is this is when you start earning Team Cycle bonus. You do not earn it until then. So, benefits of Emerald. I want to zoom out again. Recognition. Number 1, I know how it feels to start, like when I was a brand new coach, everyone and anyone was against what I did. They're like, oh, you're doing that, but you're overweight, but you eat McDonald's, but that's not a real job. But they had all these different things. So my first recognition, I was like, suck my ass, bitches. I'm doing something with this. Like, not kidding. Like, I was like, that's what it is. And truthfully, Emerald is a good step, but I'm not making $1 million with it. But to have that recognition where it's like, yeah, what I'm doing is real. I'm not talking to myself online. Like, I have friends, okay? So, like, that's a huge part. Next, Success Club leads. When you hit Emerald and you hit Success Club, which all Success Club is helping 3 people in 1 month. That's it. When you hit Success Club, you get something called Success Club leads. So when someone joins Beachbody off of an infomercial or on Amazon, or I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, and they're like Facebook ads where it's like the little thing on the side and they're like, oh, you know what? I really want to try 21 Day Fix. They get automatically assigned to a random coach. You could be that coach. Emerald and Success Club qualifies you for all these leads. So you get volume off of them, you get commission off of their future purchases, and you get a free customer. Like, I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty cool to me. And then, like I said, you get Team Cycle bonus. Now, Team Cycle bonus is something where coaches are like, I don't understand it. And truthfully, I did too. I was super hands-off at the beginning. I was like, I don't get what's happening. But once I learned it, I was like, holy fucking shit. I believe in this. I believe in the compensation plan. I know that this is something that is going to sustain me throughout the rest of my life. It's not just going to be a get rich quick and I'm out. It's something that over time, I know that this is going to build up enough to support me, to support my family, to hopefully support my mom, and who knows who else. Maybe I'll have some kids. I hope not, but well, no, I don't know. Whatever. Okay, next thing. So let's go into Team Cycle bonus a little bit more. Here's you reading your book because you're really looking into all the knowledge about the compensation plan. Here's your 2 people underneath you. And let's say you have 2 more people underneath you. Now, this person right here, they buy pumpkin spice superfoods because that's my favorite. So there's a certain volume attached to each product. Let's just say it's 50 for math's sake, okay? 50 volume it's going to roll up to this person. Now, this person isn't their coach. This is just someone else underneath them. They're still going to get a portion of that volume. And then it's going to roll up to me. Now, volume, when I have volume rolling up on both sides, once it equals, I always mess this up. It's 100 on one leg and 200 on the other. Once it equals that, it cycles through. And depending on your rank, it's either $14, $18, and then it goes up from there. Now, don't scoff at $14 because you think 50 volume points, how many times does that cycle through? It cycles through a lot. Like, I'm telling you. So think about this. You have these people, and then this person starts coaching, and they add some people, and then this person adds some people. The more volume you get, the more money you get. And that's why I think this is such a sustainable business, because the longer you're in this, the more free money you're getting just from volume. And I think that's pretty dang cool. That's why I signed my mom up right here. My mom's not a coach, but I signed her up because not only am I getting, so when the volume hits her, I'm getting paid out here, but then also her volume rolls up to me. So I'm getting double the amount of income on the same people, which is really freaking cool. And it's legal. It's not like a loophole. It's something to maximize the compensation system. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because you need to know where your money's coming and going. And it's so easy to maximize this. It's so easy to double it and triple it, but you need to be knowing where your money's going. So when you think of Emerald, I want you to think of it like a piggy bank. So you have your piggy bank. The cork's not in it. You know what I'm talking about? Like the rubber thing? Cork's not in it. So before your Emerald, everything that's happening, so you guys are all underneath me. Every time I sign a new coach up, you get volume that goes up to you. That volume isn't staying there because you're not Emerald. It's just going through. You're losing it. Your own orders. Every time you order Shakeology, you could be making money back on that. But until you hit Emerald, the cork is not in there. As soon as you hit Emerald, it stops. Now you're going to get all this carryover volume, and all this volume from me and from Danielle and everyone else underneath here is going to keep rolling down to you. And that's why it's so fucking important to be Emerald at least, because if not, you're literally just flushing money down the drain. And I don't know about you, but I'm here for the money, and I need that, you know? If not, I wouldn't be able to make a living doing this. So I was talking about having my mom as a controlled account. I cannot suggest this enough. Now, I've had my mom, my dad, my stepdad, and my brother. So I've had 4 controlled accounts before. Now I only have 1 because I was going for a rank advancement at that time. But what's important about it is, okay, so let's say my mom hits Emerald. Here she is with some babies, okay? She hits Emerald. Her piggy bank corks, just like I talked about before. So my mom, all this volume that's underneath her is starting to save up in her piggy bank. So as soon as her volume rolls up, she's making money, and then that volume rolls up to me. So I'm making money. So I have 2 income sources versus just 1. And that's why it's so important. I cannot suggest it enough to have at least 1 more account that you can control, because you're doubling your income. And I know that it's kind of scary to make that investment and sign someone up, you know, as a coach, but it's worth it. And the sooner you sign them up, the more volume they get. So whether it's a boyfriend, a mom, a dad, a husband, whatever it is, you need at least 1 controlled account. Now, I do know people, Danielle is one of them. Danielle, and actually Julia just did it as well. She has 2 controlled accounts, so she can keep herself at Emerald, and both of these people are cycling, plus they're cycling up to her. That's 3 times the amount of volume she'd normally be getting. That's just insane to me. So you're probably asking, okay, Faith, I want to do this controlled account. Where do I place them? There's pros and cons to both sides. On your weak side, and I can help you with this, but I'll also tell you how to do it. On your weak side, you're able to control Team Cycle bonus. I wish I would have put my mom on the other side. I have my mom on my strong leg. I should have done it on my weak. So I highly suggest doing it on your weak, because you're able to control Team Cycle bonus. The work's done for you. Basically, the one side, because it's strong, you just have to build up the other leg, and then you're going to cycle through, and it's easier money. Now, the pros to the strong are it amps up your strong leg, and you can focus more on your weak leg. Katie, go ahead.
So would the strong leg be considered like the leg that like you have signed people up under us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's where I've always gotten confused. Was like, I'm not sure. Like, I just assumed that they would. I finally looked at like the coach's office. I'm not gonna lie. I looked at like the full genealogy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so if like when I place my controlled account, I want it on the one that there's like no one there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll show you. We can look at it. So how to tell, you go to your coach office, you go to volume, which is on that very first page, and then your carryover volume, whatever that's at, one leg's going to have 0 and one leg's going to have whatever the amount. And you're going to want to place your controlled account on the leg that does not have any money or any volume points. So that's super important. Next. Okay, Faith. But where do I start? Thank you for asking, kind people. I would start with your controlled account. Like I said, someone you know and you trust. You are going to be using their social security number. You're going to be setting up a business in their name. You got to make sure that you're able to trust them and they're not going to just change their password and keep the commissions. You know, like that's kind of scary. I know people that use like their boyfriend and I'm like, I have trust issues. But you can use your friends, your family. If you have roommates, I know people that do that, your significant other, family, friends, stuff like that. Now, to the other leg, so Emerald is 2 people. One's going to be a controlled account. The other, I would suggest doing from the same warm market. Maybe you have that one friend who's always complaining about her body image. She's like, I can never find anything to wear. I hate how I look. Let's go to the gym together. Let's do this. That person, you reach out to them and you're like, hey, I'm trying this. I think you should try it. This is why I think it'd be good for you. Let's do this together. You don't have to be, I really got hung up on the whole being a coach thing because I'm still on my own journey. But you don't need to. You need to be in the trenches with them. People want someone that's not perfect, that's going to be there, and you can inspire each other. So I only use my warm market for the first few months. I know people that like bank on their friends and family. They're like, y'all are signing up. Everyone gets a challenge pack. We're doing this. That wasn't me personally. Like I said, I don't have friends and I don't really have family. So I didn't do that. But some people, that's their jam. Next, your lukewarm market. I don't believe in cold market inviting. I believe in warm and lukewarm. So who is your lukewarm market? People that are watching your stories, people that are liking your posts, people that are following you, and people you've communicated with before. That's your lukewarm market. Super simple and to the point. How do you reach out to them? So if you already know them, you could say something like, and you all can take a picture of this if you want. Hey blank, I know we've talked before about struggles with blank. I'm changing things up a bit and committing to a 100-day challenge. Obviously, I was talking about MM100 with this. With my Fit Fam girls, we'll be doing new music. We'll be doing a new music and hit-based program with a huge focus on self-love and mental health. Would you be interested in doing it with me? That's it, y'all. Simple, to the point. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Now, if they're watching on social media, you could say something like, I like to reach out with this script because it's almost like asking them if they need help. And then from there, a lot of people are like, well, I struggle with staying committed. Well, I struggle with this, blah, 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 blah. And then you can be like, here's what I found. Feel, felt, found is such a special thing. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. This is what I found. You're connecting with them. You're whatever. You're giving them some hope. So this is what I say. Hi, Gabby. I see you giving love to my post, and I just wanted to say thank you. Seriously, it's hard to put myself out there, but I appreciate all the love. Is there anything mental-physical health-wise you've been stuck on? I always try to share things to help with my Insta girls. People open the floodgates to me. Like, I don't know why they trust me. Well, I do, because I share so genuinely and raw on my stories. I don't know these people from Nam, and they're here professing their whole life to me and all these struggles and all these things. I don't know them, but I'll help them, you know? So now, if you have been following along, you're probably like, okay, so they want to join the Fit Fam. Set them up with a challenge pack, but how do I talk to them about the whole coaching thing? Y'all, it's not that hard. This is what I say. Again, you can take a picture of this if you would like. I ask them if they want the orange or the chocolate, whatever. What I do for most of my girls is sign them up as a coach. Absolutely no pressure to actually coach. It just gives you 25% off all your future purchases and way discounted shipping. The coach membership is $15 a month, but it saves you almost double that if you're purchasing shakes monthly. Plus, there's no contracts, time restrictions, etc. If it works for you, great. If not, you can cancel at any time. It just saves you a ton of money in the long run, so I always suggest my girls sign up with like that. And then I say, does that work for you? 9 times out of 10, they're like, yeah, save me some money. Because here's the thing. If you sign someone up and then 3 months later, they learn that they could have been getting their shakes for $40 less, they're going to be fucking pissed. And that trust that you built with them is going to be gone. I'm going to be honest. I feel like people are always like, but I'm scared. They said yes to the 5th but I'm scared to ask something else. Y'all, you're building a trust here. If you want them to trust you, you need to build it. You need to be asking them things like this. So here's your homework. And I'm going to put each of you in a group chat and we're going to do this. Or actually you can message me privately, but I will hunt you if you don't message me. Schedule in your power hours. When are you getting your work done this week? Are you doing it before work, after work, in the morning, whatever? When are you getting your power hour in, or are you doing power pockets? Make a list of you. What are 10 things that make you you? Are you a dog mom? Do you struggle with mental health? Do you struggle with going to the gym? Do you struggle with whatever? Like, what makes you you? What is your job? What do you love doing? What are your hobbies? Those are the things you're going to be talking about in your posts. If you're all over the place and one week you're talking about intermittent fasting, and then the next week you're like, oh, but I'm counting calories now, but I'm doing this, but I'm doing that, like, people are going to have whiplash following you. But if instead you're being like, this is what I'm about, I'm bringing it into each post, I'm being super intentional, people are going to start to form that trust. Like I said, plan your topics for the week. What are you inviting to? Are you inviting to coaching? Are you inviting to a free group? Are you inviting to the coaching opportunity? What are you inviting to? And then plan out your posts. Make sure, I always like to think of it as like a math equation. This plus this equals the Fit Fam. So my struggles, how has the Fit Fam changed me and my struggles? Plus the pros of the Fit Fam. Maybe it's gotten rid of my excuses. Equals the Fit Fam as the solution. Okay? And then make your coming out post. If you have not made that initial post that's like, hey bitches, I'm here to help. What's up? I'm on my journey. It doesn't have to be anything super crazy, but just talk about it. Say what you're doing. Don't say, I'm a Beachbody coach. Sign up. It's $160. Say you're on your journey and you'd love to do this journey with other people. It does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be cringy. Next, I want you to make a list of 50 people. 50 people. I don't give a fuck where they're from. I don't care how you know them, whatever. And why I'm doing this is because I really want you to have that abundance mindset versus scarcity. Most people, when I'm say invite people, they're like, I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone that would want to do this. I don't know, whatever. I don't care. The list of 50 people, I don't care if they're interested in the Fit Fam. I don't care if you think they'd be great at the Fit Fam. It's just getting your mind thinking of people you know, people that are around you, people that you might not have even thought of before. And then reach out to me or your coach with 10 people that you're inviting from that list. 10 people. That's it. And then frickin' invite them. Y'all, I can't make it any simpler than this. Coaching is not that hard. There's the 4 behaviors. I explain them, and that's what you got to do. You can't only do 2. You can't only do 3, maybe 1 of them. You have to do all of them if you want your business to work. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and open it up to any questions.
Not questions, but a comment. You are going to need to get your charger.
I was watching it go down.
Just FYI.
All right. Any questions? No? All right. Daniel, you can stop the recording. Thank you so much for doing that. I am going to stay on.